Today I'll be discussing the importance of slowing down, sharing tips on how you can switch off, become more present, and explain why this is the greatest gift you can give yourself, friends, or loved ones this Christmas. Now, from a technological perspective, we've never been so connected. With a range of smart devices at our fingertips, which allows us to connect to places and information on an almost continuous basis. And this is wonderful because it allows us to multitask and work much more flexibly than ever before. However, because we're so digitally connected, we sometimes stand the chance of disconnected from the current and present moment and from those who mean the most to us. Now, from a well-being perspective, our relationships can begin to suffer, and we fail to fully relax and switch off our habitual busy brains. And of course, I think we're all well aware that we do need periods of complete relaxation in order to maintain our health and our sense of well-being. So here's my top tips for switching off and being more present this holiday period. Number 1, switching off. When it comes to switching off, there are two main things I suggest you do. The first is that you clear your desk and you snooze any work-related chats. That way you'll be less likely to see an item or hear an alert and be drawn back into thinking about work. The other thing is you may wish to consider writing 2 lists. Perhaps list A could be the top 5 priorities for when you do return to work, and list B would be all other items that need to be dealt with at some point. And by doing these 2 things, you'll no longer worry about forgetting something that needs to be done in the new year, or be inadvertently pulled back in to thinking about work. Number 2, being present. It's often useful to minimise your time on social media during the holiday periods. And of course, I'm not suggesting that you don't share wonderful moments or connect with friends and distant loved ones. But what I am suggesting is that you don't spend your time continuously and meaninglessly scrolling through social media and inadvertently ignoring the person that's sat beside you. Another way to stay present is to immerse yourself in something that you love. When you spend your time doing something that you would do for the sheer joy of it, then you naturally focus your mind and your energy and your efforts upon it, and it has a default effect of bringing you and keeping you in the present moment. Lastly, I'd ask you to consider that wasting time is not wasted time. When it comes to the holiday period, it's not always necessary to consider future outcomes or multitask. It's quite alright just to do one thing or just enjoy the family atmosphere. Now, when I return in the new year, I'll be discussing how you can maintain any New Year's resolutions that you've made, and I'm sure you'll find it much easier than you ever expected. But in the meantime, if you have any questions about this video or perhaps the accompanying article, then don't hesitate to get in touch, and I'll be happy to message you directly or address it in a future video.